Hi, Ivy. I hear you're here to talk about some issues going on with work, and you can go more in depth with that whenever you're ready.
Okay. So I started working at Clarity Care a couple months back, and Clarity Care is more of I'm not in a group home. I'm more of a personal care worker. I drive around to my clients' houses, take care of them with what they need within their homes. Um, I'm still within the 90-day period, but I've been working there for a couple months now, and my schedule has been fine for the longest time. I'm in school full time. I'm also working full time, so the hours throughout the week I only can work those specific hours. But recently, they've hired a couple new people, and I know that they are only part time, but they've been giving my part-time my hours at night to these new people, and that's just something I'm not okay with. And it's really just irritating me a lot because I've been here, and one of the issues with the company is that they hire people but they don't train them well, so it's more so something that they're quitting for. That's not something that they were just pushed into. They can't handle it, so they look for new jobs. I, on the other hand, this is what I really want to do. I mean, I've had my training, I know what I'm doing, so for them to give my hours away like they are, it's just something I'm not happy about. And I I just really need I was looking into other companies. I'm not sure if I should take the route of finding a company that'd be more suitable for my hours, that'll work with me better, or if I should just stick through it. I've been looking into a few other companies just to see maybe the possibility. I don't want to rush things too fast because part of me wants to have that extra experience with me for for the future, to put on my resume and things like that. And so that's why I've just been kind of back and forth about the idea of doing that, because I love my job. I love my clients. It's more so like with all the bills I have to pay for and everything that I have to do, me losing hours isn't something that really can happen.
Right, so you're a little frustrated or agitated. The fact that these people who haven't been the company for as long are getting more hours than you when you've been there longer than them, and it's a little frustrating because you probably, I mean, I sense that you're feeling maybe a little overwhelmed with the fact that you got bills going on, and you're trying to handle all that, and you want every penny you can get, but yet you still want time for school.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I have a good balance out. I feel like I figured out a decent schedule between work and school and the days where I can have to get that time in to actually get everything that I need done. And one of the other issues is that my work is asking me to work on the days I can all the time while they are taking away my hours. And it's just something that's just a lot to deal with because this job, I love what I do for my job, but it is a very demanding job. There's not a lot of people out there that want to be in this field because of how it is tough sometimes. It does take a lot out of you. You're helping other people all the time, and it's one of those things where you can get burnt out and you can do this type of thing, and with everything else going on aside from that, it's just a lot more stress added onto me, and I don't want it affecting my schoolwork and having to deal with everything else and just everything else that it's going to affect in my life. And if I were to go to look into other jobs, that's just another step that I have to deal with and get in the process of, and that's part of the reason why I'm not sure if I should do it quite yet or if I should wait out until school's done, or I just don't want to put myself in a position where I'm typically screwing myself over out of everything in the long run. So it's kind of
Yeah, well, I can definitely understand how that'd be really, overwhelming and frustrating. I gotta give you credit that you're still going to school, you're still sticking with the job that you have. You're not, just calling in, and you still show up even if you don't have as many hours. So, I mean, that's really great that you're keeping on even in a tough situation. But what do you think it is that, kind of reflecting back, what do you think is keeping you from, you know, maybe making a decision and going for another job, possibly?
well, really, it's more so because in the beginning I was working with a different company, but they weren't stable enough to last in Green Bay. It was a company branched off from Wausau, so it was just kind of a starting point for them. But they weren't able to keep as many clients or employees, and with all financial reasonings, they just weren't able to last in Green Bay. So with that, my manager actually took me and a friend on to a different company. So right off the bat, we did get started at a decent wage. But with me being as a personal caregiver, I'm also getting paid mileage. So granted, I do drive far sometimes. I do use a lot of gas throughout the week, but they do reimburse you for mileage, and it is a big difference. So with everything into play with my paycheck, it is decent, and that's the kind of the thing that I'm worried about. Is it is a good paying job for me right now, but with losing hours, it's not really benefiting me in any way. That's kind of a back and forth thing. It's also that I do get to pick my hours of what I can, because I know some companies, they are very like, you need to work like 12-hour days on the weekends, you have to be on call, like things like that. Like they have certain expectations for certain people, but in my case, they know I'm going to school full time. They know I can do that, but with that being said, they're still not really working with me a whole ton. I mean, they are giving me hours, they're just giving hours away to people that are just starting, and you don't know how long they're going to last. So it's more so the hours and the pay rate. And overall, I just love what I do. I know that I could branch off into residential homes, or I can do what I do, and either way, it's helping people. But I really do like going to my clients' homes. I do believe that it should be something that, you know, if they have a disability or some sort, they should have the option of doing it out of their home. And that's part of the reason why I love what I do. And I would love to keep that, but it's more so if they're not working with me, and if they're not if they're just not working with me and my hours, and I'm not getting what I need from them, and I've been working with them completely. I pick up clients when I can on the days that I can work. I show up all the time. It's not like I'm calling in. I'm not doing that kind of thing. So it's more so of me loving my job overall and the wage that I started at and everything. But with all that into consideration, if it's more so me not getting the hours I need, nothing's going to benefit me from there and having to work with me.
I mean, I can kind of feel that you're torn in the fact that you got a job that you really like, and you do want to take into consideration long term, and it's a great experience and what you're going for, and you want to keep up with it, but in the end, you yourself, you still got to pay your bills at whatever job or so right. So I can completely understand why you would be torn up like that, and then also the shift change that you did want. I mean, if it was a job you really liked, and you said yourself that it was easy to, well, not easy, but you had mentioned that if anything, you could go to another facility that is, say, perfectly filled with people who are mentally ill, and in the helping profession. Uh, However, I can maybe sense and even say it, but I'm kind of thinking that you're having fear of the unknown, because that you have to, I mean, I could understand how you have to get used to that, like a whole other paycheck, a whole other, set of paydays, and how you're gonna have that gap of not having money because you're switching jobs and you have to wait a few more weeks to get your paycheck, and so I can completely understand what could be keeping you from that. But I mean, I'm glad that you're still keeping a very positive outlook and attitude on things like that, and you're kind of persevering. But in a sense, have you ever tried talking? Have you had conversations with your managers, or trying to get them to understand your situation better so you can get hours?
Right, and see, it's been one of those things since the beginning where they kept asking me and asking me and asking me to work on the days I can, because what it's been common for Mondays especially. I have class, 2 3-hour classes on a Monday, so my whole day's taken up. I can't fit time to work any of those days, and they've been asking me a lot for on my weekends off and like on the days I'm in school. And I do believe in this kind of field, you need to have a day to yourself. You can't be working all the time, because it is very common in this kind of profession to get burnt out. You are helping people, you are helping them with their basic needs that you do in a daily life. So that's why I feel like it is important for people to have their own time to themselves. And excuse me, I told them, I was like, I'm sorry, I really cannot work outside of my hours. I do appreciate you guys working with me as much as you can. I talked to them I talked to, because we have a scheduler department, but then we have our managers that kind of like overrule anything that's going on. So initially I talked to the schedulers. I asked them, I'm like, I don't understand why I'm only working 3 hours this one day. Like, it hasn't been a problem for the past 2 months I've been working for you guys. And the only thing that came to my head for this to happen was that they were giving it to new people, because I was recently training and she was seeing the clients I was seeing. So right off the bat, I knew they were giving my hours to that person, and that's not something I'm okay with. So I talked to them, and they put one of my people on, so they didn't give me my full clients that I see throughout the night to push my time to where I can work. And then eventually I took it to my manager. I was like, I have been here for a couple months now, and I do work as much as I can for you guys. I try to help you guys as much as I can within the means of my own scheduling and everything that's going on in my life. And she understood, because she understands that people do just quit right off the bat. And with this kind of company, it's common a lot of the times that people don't expect what they're getting into, and then they realize it's not something that they want to do. So me, per se, I went to her and I was letting her know, like, it's not fair to me to lose my hours when I've been here for you guys, helping you guys out as much as I can. I'm not okay with this. So I wanted to make it known that I wasn't okay, and she did fix it for this week, and I'm just gonna see how things pan out. But that's where I'm coming into play, where I can't have this happen again at all. Like, I can't keep losing hours each week, because eventually it all adds up at the end, and it's just a back and forth stressor. So that's why I kind of want to wait it out a little bit to see it, but I'm also in the meantime looking at my other options, and depending on certain things, if I do end up finding a better company that works with me and it might be a better wage and things like that, then I'll go into that. But for right now, they have fixed it, but this is an ongoing issue where they're always doing my schedule changes day to day, because either clients cancel or they're giving out, like, they split up everything. So it's just something I have to figure out from time to time. But it's just one of those things where I can't put myself in a position to wait long enough to a point where it's not going to benefit me, and I don't want to put myself in a position where I am stuck, because how you said before, with the looking into a new job, it would be that gap. I'd have to figure it out, where I have to see when I can start. I have to go through any other kind of trainings. I have to restart an entire program to find out what's going on with that, and then there's that gap of not getting paid, and it's just a lot to deal with, and I don't know how much the transition would be, especially with midterms right now. Like, I have my semester's almost done, so with all of this going on, it's hard.
I'm really surprised that you're definitely one of those people out of few of many that actually subscribe to themselves, like the steps they can take to, things that they should do, that they could do, what they may do, what there's an opportunity for, what the risks are. And I think that's really good. That's always the first step in realizing, everything that's really gotten you into this issue is that you're both, mentally and physically, pros and cons. And not only that, but you're thinking about it, you're actually trying to do something. I'm really glad to hear that you are, going out and you're trying to, you try to have good conversation with the manager and to figure out, what could be done and how to try to done what the issue was. And, I hope later on, if this doesn't work out for this week, I know that you said it did work out for this week, that you were able to, your manager, whoever it was then, was able to give you a little more hours, but, see if it'll work out, like, continue on from next week. And if it doesn't, then, I'd really like to hear about it in the next section.
Definitely.
So thank you very much for coming in, and, you know that you're doing a really good job.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it really helps. Yep, it's just a process. But.
Well, see you next time. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.